Hello and welcome to another video. Today we're going to take a look around the Capel Military Show, but before we get started, here's a look at what's coming up in this video.
It's a copper kind of shine, gravel in my tires, red clear my mind. Coffee in the thermos, name on the side. Clock says go, so I let her ride. Boss man talks, I just nod and grin, cause I know where I'm going when the whistle quits. Work all day, let the sweat roll through. I ain't rich, but I'm living true. When the sky turns blue and the fields turn.
If you want to skip straight to the arena action, check out the chapters in the description below. Otherwise, let's go back to earlier in the day.
Steady on back road ready, two-step heavy, feel good Betty. Porch light glow and the tailgate song, ice in the cooler and the night rolls on. Hands get rough but my heart stays right.
Now if you've not been here before, this is a pretty big show. We have 3 different military vehicle areas, trade stands, arena, a fairground, a living history cops, which is going to prove invaluable in this heat, and even a helicopter field, so we've got an awful lot to get around.
Lean, but it holds the line. Same as me when the times get tight. Old dog waits by the stream door frame like where you...
Now it's my love of engineering that brings me to these shows, so what a great way to start. This 1951 Capel Explorer is ex-army, and you'll see it at a lot of shows and events around the country.
When the dust settles down and the stars shine new, I thank the Lord for life that's true. Steady, I'm back road ready, two-step heavy, feel good Betty. Porch light glow and a tailgate song, ice in the cooler.
Next, a vehicle that I really would want to see in my ultimate car garage, a 1958 M35 Rio, and we'll certainly see why this is known as a whistler later in the arena. Now we are going to see some of these videos in the arena later, but don't forget, if you want to skip straight to that action, use the chapters in the description below.
I don't need much, just a little bit of grace, and you in my arms in a slow dance bass. Let the speakers rattle, let the world move on. I'm right where I'm from, and I'm standing strong. Yeah.
This 1956 example of an M35 was actually built under license, but I still have it in my collection any day of the week.
Country through and through. Highway, me and you.
While I'm only going to look at them briefly here, don't worry, some of these camels will be in the arena later on. Now I did mention there was a helicopter area at the beginning of this video. Unfortunately, with the heat and the massive queue, I didn't want to queue to go inside, but we did have a good look around outside. If helicopters are your thing, then this is pretty unique to this show, so it would be well worth a look.
They'll be back with you later, but this is really important to me. They come free of charge, and that allows me to put the show up and raise more money. More importantly, I'm going to look down to the right-hand side, get the fire order given to the guys over there, and Capel is now officially open. Have a great day. Brilliant. Told you to be loud.
There's another one. Come on, AJ.
Brilliant. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's some big guns firing. Some really nice people.
With the show officially open, let's get on with some arena action.
As they say, the show must go.
At that time, the farmers relied on going everywhere with tractors. So they came up with the idea of the Land Rover, and they started off with something called the Series 1. But there was a still short. The things that supply everything with the big guns, in my mind, are just as important, if not more important. So you saw that never judge book by its colour. So later on, when we started getting into World War II time, you know, what's the point of having a tank? So every funfair go into the next field. They're there on the left-hand side. Have a chat with those guys. They know absolutely everything needs to be known about the Red Bull Express, because without those guys, we wouldn't have got very far. Right, what have we got? Ah, I've got some British stuff. Right, so the yellow and grey one, this is a Scamel, so this is British World War II, and in those colours I would imagine that's probably something to do with the RAF, or after the war when it was released into the civilian market, they may have painted that way. But the one to the rear, the green one, this is typically what they would have looked like. Some of them didn't have backs on them, but they are an extremely capable recovery vehicle. They really, really are. And hopefully when they're going around, they will show you going over the lump sideways. The articulation of the rear axle and the drive is immense. It's just how much it moves. I've seen nothing like it. Hence why they can literally go anywhere, because all the time you've got a wheel on the ground driving, you've got some traction. As soon as that wheel lifts off the ground, you haven't got any traction. So from the two British Camels that are there, behind what's coming around the far corner in front of the arena now is what looks like a buck on wheels, and that's exactly what it is. So this is called a duck, BKUW. So these were basically designed to go from ship to shore, carrying troops, carrying kit, carrying equipment. I do know that this one actually does swim. Kit, equipment, anything they could find, they would just put it on there. And you can see all the troops that would have sat in the back. Ah, here we go. This is very, very nice. Diamond T Prime Mover. So still classed as a recovery vehicle, but so I'm going to take a stab in the dark at this one, and I want to call. Right, okay. They just would have put kit, equipment, anything they could find. They would just put it on there. And you can see all the troops that would have sat in the back. Ah, here we go. This is very, very nice. So this is called a Diamond T Prime Mover. So still classed as a recovery vehicle, but weights in the back of it to put the pressure on the axle underneath so you can actually get grip to move forward. And that's what made them quite good even off-road when they were towing heavy equipment. So it would have been a common sight in World War II, especially with the tanks, the Shermans, or any Allied tank, had to do a long road range to get to the front line. So instead of driving them there and wearing them out, they put them on these Diamond T's and they would be trailered. And then basically the crew, the tank crew, would be right, so we've done British, we've done American, so now we've got coming round, enormous piece of kit, but I will confirm it is a Kraz, So the Russians like to build everything big. So as you can see, there's another lorry, what they classed as their kind of World War II cheapy thing, which was the gas. But the engine that were in this thing is not the one to power. Very, very large lake batteries. And it was probably going on, if you were fully loaded, you would be doing gallons per mile. So you would do miles per gallon, not gallons per mile. It's very, very close indeed. Very long, very nice array of vehicles, isn't it? Right, I've just wandered up there.
With the arena action paused for lunch, it's time for another look around, including these fine examples from Midland military vehicles. With attention turning back to the arena, we were treated to this fine example of a Scammell constructor towing around a bath. Neither the contractor nor the trailer were actually used in the military, and the bath included on the outfit did not actually visit the Falklands. But if you want to see one that does, check out the restoration of one by Mr. Hughes on the Fitter Map channel.
What's on the back there has got the original type of steel track on it. Later in service life, the Centurion, they had Now I mentioned with the Scamel contractor, this vehicle was painted in this lovely green that the British Army insisted everything was painted in just post-war. And if you can imagine the day of national service, lots of people there at the time were, lots of people.
Now, military reenactments aren't really my thing, but if they're yours, there definitely was a fine example of one at this show, with plenty of pyrotechnics for everyone.
Dat is grappig, ze staan er gewoon met een mortier, hè? Ja.
heavier trainers. He's asking me going to our ditch of despair. Oh yes, definitely. Right, so the Scamel, British World War II, basically used for heavy recovery, all Mayville tanks, anything like that. The winches on these are very, very powerful. I'm just trying to work this one out. He's got his fox on this one.
The Spanish Army, so American and served in the 73rd Anti-Aircraft.
Really, really good. So, Albion. It says Albion on the front. He's giving me a bit of paper. What's it saying here? Not original anymore. Is the M35 Rio. So this is sort of late Vietnam era, again the troop carrier. So the next version on from the wartime GMC truck. Now they were nicknamed Whistlers because they've got an enormous turbo. And you can hear that whistle, the turbo winding down. The troops hated it in Vietnam because it gave their position away. Because they were so noisy. So different RL, so yeah, RL,
The place of the ones on that road. Diesel again, so when the army went over to one fuel being diesel, that's what took into place. British World War II. Basically used for heavy recovery, all main battle tanks, anything like that. The wind chillers on these are very, very powerful. I'm trying to work this one out. You've got the Fox on this one. That's Vietnam because it gave their position away because they were so noisy. So different RL, so yeah, RL. Again, troop carrier, but still essential. So spin, not so much. Well, for anti-aircraft. So these guys would have been travelling in the convoy routes, up and down in Vietnam, protecting them. So the 50 caliber machine gun on the top, but the Maxim turret. If you imagine 4 heavy caliber machine guns firing in your direction, there's not a lot of places to hide. There really isn't. But the US soldiers out of Vietnam went a lot further. Flying around there, I actually want to talk to. Yeah, there's always one noisy one. He came in yesterday, he was always noisy. You're so. So again, fire engine. This one was actually designed to carry fire men rather than a water tanker.